I'm Jake, and I'm going to be showing and teaching you guys how to naturally dye your clothes or textiles. I would like to start with a list of things you need to complete your dyeing process. We're going to need our natural dye. Today we're using coffee grounds, and we'll need a bag or milk bag to put the coffee in so it doesn't go everywhere in the pot, and also a spoon to mix the color together and make sure the textiles are fully saturated in the color. The first step of dyeing with natural dyes is mordanting your clothes. Very important step if you're really trying to get the correct color on your textile. All we need to mordant our clothes is alum or aluminium sulfate. The alum acts as a binder, and after putting the textiles in the alum bath, they will create a bond. So when we dye them with the natural textiles, the coffee and the color from the coffee will hold in the textile. All right, so we're gonna be doing a couple different pieces of fabric. So we're gonna I'm gonna put 2 scoops because I kind of want it to be a darker color. Right? 3 scoops. Perfect. I'm then gonna take our bag of coffee and set it in the pot of simmering water. You can already see some of the color coming out. Right. Let that sit for about an hour, heat up, and then we can add our textiles to the color bath. Now, for the sake of time and experimental purposes, I have mordanted this shirt and this little hand towel so far. And I have this piece of cotton that I'm also gonna throw in there, but this is unmordanted. So we're gonna see the color difference between a mordanted textile and an unmordanted textile. Also, do not be worried if there is not enough water in the pan at the moment for all of your textiles to be covered, because you can always add more water to the bath. Okay, so it's been simmering for about half an hour now. I'm just gonna add some more water to the pot. When we're ready to add our textiles, we just wanna make sure that the water level is covering all the clothes. We wanna make sure that the textiles we're going to be dyeing are in a water bath just to prep them to retain the color. I'm gonna squeeze the excess water out of the textiles. This is our little hand towel. Throw that one in there. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. Awesome. All right, then this is a shirt. Just like a all white plain shirt. Squeeze that out of there. Lay that in there. So obviously we're starting to get to the point where we don't have enough water in there. So with this next piece, I'm just gonna pour the water that we used to prep our clothes into the batch. This is our little test piece of unmordanted fabric. Right, I'm gonna grab my spoon, get these all covered. Really want to make sure that all the textiles are covered. Make sure to remain stirring to ensure that the color is even throughout the garments. After having all the textiles in the dye bath, we're gonna turn the heat back to simmer and let them simmer for about 45 minutes or until our desired color. Make sure that the heat of the coffee itself doesn't get too hot. So if you notice any bubbles like boiling or anything, you don't want that because it can actually burn and it could disturb the end color. All right, so the textiles have been soaking for about an hour now. We can see that the color has gotten saturated into the fabric. We're gonna take them out. Okay, so I wrung these pieces out and hung them up outside to dry. I'm gonna leave them for the day or the night and let them dry and then come back in the morning and give them a hot iron. So we're just gonna iron the whole shirt now. We're gonna make sure that all the dye that we used is all pressed into the shirt. And then when we're done with this, I'm gonna throw it in the wash and dryer and we'll be done. And after the wash and dry, this is our final product. I'm really happy with how it came out and the color I was able to achieve.